Welcome to the Busy Moms Fitness, Nutrition, Mindset, and Accountability community. I am excited to be here because on Monday I celebrated my 28th birthday and I wanted to do something different this week for training. I've seen this example of sharing your lessons over the years from a different coach that I follow, and I thought he's in his 50s and he does 52 lessons, I think was the last one he had. Like, why not do 28? So, for today, before we kind of get into the fun stuff of it all, I want to remind you that this group is for busy professional moms who are really trying to find little ways to make changes in their health. I heard this quote I think it was just yesterday, and it's just really stuck with me, is we want to think of our health like our retirement plan. If we wait to invest into our retirement until it's time to retire, we are not going to have as great of benefits. We're not going to have as much money. We're not going to be able to do as many things. But if we start investing just a little bit into that retirement now and watch it grow down the road, imagine what we will have. Same thing goes for our health. If we start investing now, just little things every day, maybe it's that water, maybe it's that food, maybe it's that exercise, maybe it's all of it, whatever that looks like for you. If you start investing now, you're going to be so much more well off of the at the end of our time in life rather than waiting until we get to that time of retirement when we're like, it's now time to focus on ourselves. You're going to be putting yourself at a disadvantage. So I heard that analogy and I thought I'd share that because I always love analogies that make you think a little bit differently when it comes to our health. So before we get into the fun stuff, I want to let you know how to get the most out of these calls. There's three ways to get the most out of these calls. Number one is if you're watching live on Facebook, right above me, you're going to see a little link. You're actually going to see two links. Link number one is that Zoom link. Click that Zoom link, jump into the Zoom room. The reason I go live through Zoom to Facebook is because I want you guys to have the opportunity to click that link, jump on in, have a conversation, ask questions, be real time. This is free coaching training every single week that if you show up every single week, I will give you one-on-one coaching here. Way number two is if you can't be on Zoom, because I know sometimes it can be kind of scary to click that Zoom link and jump in, or I know that we are doing something else and we're just listening. If you are watching live on Facebook, that's the second best way to go about it, is being here live. I am watching the comments on my second screen, so you'll see me look. And drop hashtag live in the comments below. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and what brought you on today's call today. Like, what was so intriguing about this that brought you on? The third and final way to get the most out of these calls is as you are watching the replay, whether you're watching it in Facebook or in YouTube, making sure that you watch all the way through, participate in the comments, drop hashtag replay in the comments. Let us know the same questions, who you are, where you're from, and what's making you take time out of your day to actually show up. So that's how to get the most out of these calls. That other link that I mentioned, so right above me, there's two links. There's that Zoom link. That other link is a link to our 21-day Control Your Day challenge. It's a completely free challenge, completely free. It's a way for you to work with me for the next 21 days in a way that allows you to access our app, access accountability, and kind of get a sense of what working together looks like completely free. If you have any hesitations, you're like, I just don't know, sign up. Sign up. It doesn't hurt anything at all. Sign up and we can have a little conversation on kind of what it looks like. When you click that link, there is a quick little video there telling you about the challenge, what to expect. I did a training a few weeks back on the 7 habits that make you unstoppable, and that ties directly into that challenge. So if you are kind of curious, go back to that training. It's in the guide section and get some support there. But I'm excited to see you in that challenge. So today, why are we having this training today? Well, like I mentioned, on Monday I celebrated my 28th birthday and I saw this idea from another coach and I thought this is awesome. It's a great way because I get people that ask me questions of what have you learned or like all of the things that have come up. And I'm going to be honest, these 28 lessons have not come from my birthday number 1 to birthday 28. Most of them have come from the age of 19, probably the age of 18 to the age of 28. So in the last 10 years is really where these lessons have come in. And they revolve around fitness, nutrition, mindset, just like overall life in general, things that I've learned that I really want to share with you. And the reason that I'm sharing these lessons is to help maybe you create some clarity. Maybe something I say creates some clarity for you. Maybe that first quote about investing in yourself, like you invest in your retirement, was the gold nugget you needed today to say it was worth showing up. Maybe I inspire you to actually move forward with something, to get out of a rut, to reset yourself, whatever that looks like. Maybe you're just looking for something to resonate with, to feel like you're not the only one going through something. There's a multitude of reasons on why I'm sharing these lessons. And really, I love hearing lessons from other people. The reason I love hearing is to inspire, to create clarity, and to really know that I'm not alone in this journey. Because health and wellness can be really lonely and it can be hard if you're the only one in the household really working on something, or you're doing 100 million other things and you really just are struggling to make your health a priority. So we've got 28 lessons. I'm going to kind of rapid fire through them. If you are watching either live or replay, if there is a number lesson that shows up and you're like, yes, that is the one I needed to hear, put the number or what it was in the comments below. Ask questions, feel free to say any comments, whatever it is, interact with each of these lessons. Like I said, I will be watching our little feed over here. So as I see things kind of pop in, hey, Kelly, I see you joining in. Happy you are here. Let us know who you are and where you're from and what brought you on today's call. So let's get into it. 28 lessons and thoughts. I got to throw thoughts in there because I got to say, some of my things, they're not lessons, but they're just thoughts I have. So lesson number 1, health and wellness is a long game. There is no finish line to your health. A quote I used yesterday is there's no finish line to your health except for death. Because let's be honest, we don't get to the 40-pound weight loss, or we don't get to lifting 100 pounds and say, there we go, we're done. That's not the case. Once we hit that, we go to something else. Once we hit that, we go to something else. Health is going to be with you forever. It is the long game. Lesson number 2, it is not an all or nothing approach. The all or nothing approach that is going through your mind has been holding you back for too long. It's little steps every single day that are going to get you success that will add up. So if you are an all or nothing approach person, I used to be that way when I used to track my food. It was an all or nothing approach way back in the day, around 18, 20 years old. Even when I was in college and I got my first Fitbit, I just noticed that I've had my Fitbit since 2014 is how long I've had my Fitbit for. And I used to be all or nothing. It's like, oh, if I can't hit that, I just won't do any of it. Like, and that held me back for so long. So get out of that all or nothing approach mindset. Lesson number 3, fitness does not have to look a certain way. It does not. Just because I'm over here doing strength training and she's doing cardio and she's doing Pilates and she's doing yoga and she's doing HIIT and she's doing belly dancing, there is no perfect science to fitness. Fitness, I want you to think about making it fun. That's lesson number 4. Make fitness fun. Make what you do and how you move your body enjoyable. Yes, there are things such as you need strength training, you need cardio, and you need flexibility. But it doesn't mean they have to be boring, and it doesn't mean it has to be a certain stretch. No. How can we incorporate in a way that looks right and perfect for you? Because we are all different. It needs to look different for each and every one of us. Lesson number 4, like I said, is make it fun. Your health journey is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be this boring, monotonous thing that we just are exhausted and like, ugh, we just don't enjoy. No, like I love looking for new workouts or going on a new walking path or finding a new water bottle or whatever that thing looks like, trying out a new class, getting a new friend to come join us, whatever that looks like, make it fun for you. Lesson number 5, find a community that supports you. As I mentioned earlier, it's really lonely if you are the only one in your household, or if you have just been struggling for a really long time, falling on and off, on and off, on and off the wagon. Find a community that has the same beliefs, that has the same outlook, who do similar things as you do to help guide you. If we surround ourselves with people who are doing the similar things and who support us in that way, it is so much easier. It's so much more comforting, and we're more likely to continue growing. That's why group fitness classes are awesome. We do live group fitness classes, and it's fun because it's the accountability. We laugh, we have fun, all of those things. This group is a community. There's 200, I believe there's 283 of you in here. You are in here to know that you are not the only one struggling. You are not the only one who their biggest win this week was getting out of bed. We are all going through life, and having that community that supports each other is the one of the biggest lessons I learned. You cannot do it alone. You can, but your success rate is a lot shorter. Let's find that community to keep you going. Lesson number 6. Outdoor walks are not just necessary for your heart and your lungs, but also for your mind. One of the biggest changes I've made this year, really the last 3 months is where I've been the like consistent as I'll get out, is 30-minute outdoor walks every single day. I read a study and it said a 30-minute outdoor walk every every day can reduce your risk of depression by 36%. 36%. And I don't know about you, but I know that as soon as we lose our son in Michigan, I get seasonal depression. And I work from home. I leave the house once a week for to go nanny. I don't leave the house very often, and it can get really dark and gloomy when we don't have sun. And those 30-minute outdoor walks are a game changer to helping our mindset and not just our bodies. Lesson number 7. Success is not measured by how far you have to go, but rather how far you've come. We've got to switch the way we view success. Often we think of, oh, I hit this milestone, but wait, I have all this still left to go. And we never actually celebrate our success. I want you to flip the script. I want you to start looking at where you started and where you are now and celebrate that success. By celebrating that success right there, you'll be more motivated, you'll be more inspired, you will be more ready to take on the day and keep going and building your future. Whereas if we're here always comparing to what we haven't reached yet, we just keep pushing ourselves down. So celebrate everything that we've done. Lesson number 8. Being strong is more important than being skinny. I'm a female. I have gone through the whole counting calories, not eating very much, to over exercising, to cutting out. I have tried just about everything at one point. And as soon as I got out of the mindset of being the smaller pant size, weighing less, I became happier. I became stronger. And as the stronger I became, the more confident I became. The more I was years ago, for those of you who don't know me, being on in front of a screen like this never would have happened. Never would have happened in my life. I hated reading in front of people. I did not like to stand up and present. All of that made me super red and flushed, like most uncomfortable, gut wrenching, horrible. But since I focused on being strong and being confident in myself, I don't get that way anymore. Yeah, every once in a while, there's always those nerves that come in, but I can do this easy. I can talk to anybody about anything. And that comes from the strength that I have, not just physically, but mentally. So really getting over that hump of being that smaller size or being skinny and focus on being strong. Lesson 9, your mindset matters. Your mindset is something we don't want to focus on in our health because we think we need exercise, nutrition, sleep, and stress. Your mindset could be the thing holding you back in each of those. We all have mindset blocks, and sometimes we get through them for short periods, and then we realize that block's coming up again and again and again. And at some point, you've got to conquer that. You've got to tackle that mindset block that keeps showing up, because if not, you're going to keep running into the same issue over and over. Lesson 10. You do not have to count calories or macros to see nutrition success. You can change your diet by visualization, by knowing what to eat, by knowing how you should plate your food, by looking at spices and seasoning. You do not have to count calories or macros to see nutritional success. Lesson 11. Tracking your consistency is the only way to really see if you are being consistent or not. We use an app called My Coach for accountability, where we go in and I put your actions in there or your daily tasks, such as drinking water, walking, eating your vegetables, and then you mark off, did you do it or did you not? And I get to visually see, and you get to visually see your patterns of, I'm really good Monday through Friday, but Saturday and Sunday go to shit. Really get to see those visualizations. When we see that visualizations, our mind is no longer able to trick us and say, oh, I really haven't been doing it. Or you have been, really, you have. But when we see it, that right there is when we can get ahead of our mindset. Because I know if I don't track, my mind will be like, you drank all your water, you did all your things. I know that's not the truth. Okay, before we move on to lesson 12, any questions on 1 through 11 so far? Which ones are standing out to you? Drop them in the comments below. I know I'm rapid firing here, but I want these to be quick things that you pick up, like those little reels that we all watch, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. I think at some point we've all watched one or a friend has sent us one. Like I want it to be that quick thing that you're just learning and taking in. Lesson 12, if you control your time, you control your life. Become the pilot in your life. Stop being the passenger and letting life pull you around and take you where it needs to go. No, for you to have control, you need to be the pilot and you need to control your time. Lesson 13, your most valuable tool in your toolbox is time. And when you have time on your side and you are managing your time, you are able to do anything you want. And the excuse or the story in your head of, I don't have enough time, there's too much to do, all of that goes away. It all goes away. Lesson 14, meal prep and planning will keep you on track. I know my boring fact is I absolutely love grocery shopping and meal prepping. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And I know that's not it for everybody. But if you really struggle with, oh, it's Wednesday and I don't want to cook food, I'll just go grab something. And you find that that is like a go-to for you, you need to be working on at least planning your week, your meals for the week, and then prepping your stuff so that that excuse does not get in the way. Lesson 15, good, healthy nutrition food does not have to be boring or taste bad. Flavors, seasonings, spices, all of those can turn a boring old chicken breast that you're tired of eating over and over again into something delicious. So we have a whole recipe book. If you would like access to that recipe book, drop recipe in the comments below. I will send it to you. It's a huge variety of flavorful recipes that I enjoy. Mike enjoys. I've made it for other people and they're delicious. We've got snacks, we've got dinners, we've got breakfast, we've got lunches, we've got just about a little bit of everything in there. Your food does not have to be boring for it to be healthy. Lesson 16, a good sleep routine. A good sleep routine and habits are necessary for overall health. If our sleep sucks, and some of you may know this, but if your sleep sucks and you're not getting good sleep, your cortisol levels are high. When your cortisol levels are high, you wake up hungrier and you snack more throughout the day, which then leads to weight gain. And then when we have a higher weight, we sleep even worse, and it's this constant cycle. So if your sleep is not good, you need to prioritize it. For instance, last night I had not had great sleep the last 3 nights. I went to bed, I think, at like 9. It was amazing, and I slept all the way until 6:30 this morning. It was great, and I woke up and I could tell. I woke up feeling amazing. Hi, Linda. Perfect. I see you dropped recipes. I will get that to you after this call. I'll send that right on over. And yeah, I'm excited to see which ones you enjoy. Lesson 17, you need to know how to manage your stress. We tend to be high stress humans. We have a lot of things that come at us all the time. We have this and this and this and this. And when we live in a high stress, our sleep does not happen. We're up often. We're thinking about all the things that have to happen. Same thing goes. Same when we don't sleep well, then we tend to eat more and then we gain weight. Same thing with our stress levels. The more stressed we are at a constant, we tend to hang on, we eat more, we do more emotional eating, and our weight will increase. And I know a lot of you have jumped into this community for help with weight loss and maintenance and just kind of figuring out how to balance all this. Things that we don't usually talk about, because we do in a one-on-one setting, but we don't talk about as much in this group setting because it's a little bit more specific, is those sleep management strategies, is those sleep strategies. So stress management, how do you manage your stress when something's irritating you, when you're fed up with your partner, when the kids are just keep saying your name over and over again and you can feel that anxiety and that stress coming on? How do we deal with those? Because that's never going to go away. We are human. Things happen. We have stress in our life and we cannot get rid of it completely. But how do we manage it, acknowledge it, and then take that high stress level and bring it back down. And for me, I have found how to manage my stress, and it has been a game changer. It's been a game changer for me. I do a lot of walks, I do a lot of outdoor sitting. I love the hammock. I love coloring. I love just vegging out. I also enjoy, I'm not a huge journaler, but every once in a while I'll do a voice memo to myself to get all those thoughts out of my head that I'm hanging on to that are stressing me out. There's a variety of things, but you need to know how to manage your stress. Lesson 18, what you feed your brain feeds your thoughts. Your shows, the books you read, the people you're around, the music you listen to. Everything we are consuming and interacting with throughout the day feeds the way our mind sees the world and the way we show up in the world. So, for instance, if you are on social media, because I just find it's a really easy one, if you are on social media and you are following people who are just negative self-talk all the time, boo-hoo, I'm down on this, I'm down on that, your brain is going to see that and recognize it, and you're going to be that way. So we want to make sure that the people we are following on social media, the news we are watching, the books we are reading, allow us to grow our mind and our bodies how we want it to. And if you want to grow your mind that way, that's on you. But if you want to grow your mind into a more positive state, you've got to be consuming books, music, podcasts, shows that are all going to help with that rather than pushing against it. Lesson number 19, prioritize your protein at every meal and snack. If I gave you one nutritional piece of advice today, just one, you need a deck of cards or a palm-sized serving of protein at minimum at every single meal and snack. Period. That's it. It will it's a game changer. So if you're going to do one thing today, or if you take one nutritional piece of advice from these lessons, start prioritizing your protein. Lesson 20, having go-to snacks and meals for travel will save you time and will keep you on track. So I do a ton of traveling. For those of you who are also personal friends with me on Facebook and not just in this group, you see I travel all the time. I've got an uncle in Indiana, shout out Uncle Mike, who never thinks I'm home. And that's not true. I'm home quite a bit. You guys, if you show up to these calls, you know I'm home, but I do also do a lot of traveling. And it's hard to stay on track when somebody else is cooking. And one of the things that I have really found is I take vegetables, I take fruits, I take my protein, I take anything that I can through TSA on a train, on a plane, in the car. I take my things with me because I know what's in them. If I make protein balls, I take those with me. I take my water bottle empty. I fill it up when I get there so I know I'm always getting my water in. So making sure that you plan ahead with your snacks, your water, your plan for when you travel is going to keep you on track. If you don't even pack workout clothes to go on vacation, but your goal is to work out, you're going to get there and be like, "Oh, I didn't bring the clothes. Not happening." But you had the intention to. So make sure you are prepared and you are having your snacks, your meals, your workout clothes, your waters all when you travel if that is your goal is to stay on track. Lesson 21. If you make changes to your health during the busy times of the year, I can guarantee you can keep doing it in the slower times of the year. One of the biggest things that I hear is I run a Commit to Your Health program every Thanksgiving through New Year's. And if you have any interest in learning those details, it's a women's only group coaching program where I'm going to hold you accountable all holiday season to help you maintain your weight and not gain it. Because really, there's so much going on. Ourselves is the last thing we prioritize. And all I want you to do is feel amazing, maintain the weight you're at, and show up and enjoy every single activity we have this holiday season. And people always tell me, they're like, "Morgan, it's a horrible time of the year. I can't do it. It's busy." Like, if you can do this challenge, if you can do this program from the week of Thanksgiving till the new year, you can do this at any time of the year. Because the biggest excuse I see and I hear is, "I'm too busy, I'm too busy, I'm too busy." Life never slows down. Let's be honest. You have control of your time. Life never slows down, though. And I want you guys to think that if you can do things during the busiest, during the hardest, during the most challenging times of your life, you can do it at any time. So don't let the busy times hold you back. Lesson 22. Fresh air and nature ground you when you are feeling like everything is spinning. So I'm not a super, I'm gonna use the word spiritual, like I'm not a huge spiritual person in the sense of I don't do a lot of nature grounding or things like that. But I do know I've been a barefoot girl my entire life. And I am happier when I'm barefoot and I'm happier when I'm outside and my toes are in the grass, on the concrete. There's something about that that just takes all of those things that are spinning in my head and slows them down. So, if you find yourself spinning throughout the day or in a moment when you're watching something or you're doing something, take a second, take your shoes off, walk outside and just stand there. No phone, no technology, just a few deep breaths, get in that fresh air, ground yourself to the ground. It's nothing, it's nothing crazy, but I find a huge benefit in it when I do feel myself start to spin. Lesson 23. We are almost there. If you are comfortable, you are not growing. You are supposed to be uncomfortable in life. If you are comfortable and you're where you're at, you're not growing anymore. Continue to grow, continue to be uncomfortable. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. There are so many things that I do that I'm comfortable in, but there's also a ton that I'm very uncomfortable in. And it's good to know, am I growing? Am I growing in this place or am I not? Lesson number 25, stop comparing yourself to others. It is so easy to look at the next person and say, oh, I wish I was that, or I wish I was this, or oh, they look this way. I wish I was that way, or oh, they only had to buy that size. Whatever it may be, stop comparing yourself to others. The only person you are competing against is yourself and who you were yesterday. Can you show up even more than you did yesterday? And one of the things that I was actually talking to one of our one-on-one clients. We did an in-person client get together walk on Saturday. It was so much fun. We met at the park. We did a little walk, little workout, and her and I were talking about how it's if you were to run a half marathon or a marathon or a race of any sort, your age gaps are in 5 year increments. You're either in the 25 to 30 or the 31 to like you're in 5 year increments. But we have this thought in our mind of, oh, I used to be that size when I was in high school, or I used to wear this size 10 years ago, or I used to lift this much 6 years ago, we compare ourselves even to ourselves for really long periods of time. Compare yourself in 5 year increments. What were you doing 5 years ago? What growth have you had? If you need to compare yourself to anything, compare yourself to just 5 years ago. If I go comparing myself to how I was in high school, that's not good for anybody. It's not good for my mindset. It's not good for my body. It's not good for any of that because we were at different stages. Our lives were different. Our hormones were different. What we were doing, how we were eating, all of that has completely changed. So it's not fair to compare ourselves to that, nor is it okay to compare ourselves to other people. Lesson number 26. You have the power to create your future in your life. Stop being the passenger and start being the pilot. This goes back to one of those lessons at the top of you need to be in control of your time and your schedule for this to happen. You need to be able to have the power to say yes and no. And that has been a really hard thing for me to do. But it's something that I have exercised over and over and over again that I can now confidently say no to something and not feel bad about it. Lesson number 27. If it doesn't fit, then buy the next size and be comfortable. I know we are all going into fall time and we haven't worn those jeans all summer long. We've been wearing those shorts. If those jeans are feeling a little tight, that's okay. Get the next size. If that shirt feels a little tight, it's okay. Get the next size. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. And lesson 28, this kind of goes back to what I was just saying above. Do not be afraid to say no to things and people that are not serving you anymore. I have always been a yes girl. Yes, yes, I can help. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do this. Yes, I can do this. I learned I was wearing myself the frick down. I was wearing myself down, and I ended up being very strung across everybody that I wasn't actually doing anybody any help. So I've learned how to exercise. No, that doesn't work for me right now. And it's not that I'm saying no because I can't or I don't want to. Sometimes it's that, but a lot of times it's I just don't have the capacity for it now. And if you don't know how to exercise your yes and your no, that is like one of the biggest things I challenge you to start looking at is when somebody asks you to do something, before automatically responding with yes, like I used to do, take a few minutes, really think, does it work for my schedule? Can I actually make it happen? Do I want to do it? Does it bring me joy? If all of those are yes, then say yes. If a majority of those are no, say no. Say no. I did a training inside our paid community. It's probably been a couple years now on the power of saying no and how to reframe it so it's not just no and some different verbiages. So, um, yeah. So, with that being the case, we just went through 28 lessons that I've learned in the last 28 years of my life. And my goal of today, like I said, was to either inspire you, to get you some clarity, to allow you to create something new for yourself, to pick up just one golden nugget from today. If you want to start working with me completely free for the next 21 days and see what our 21-day control your day challenge looks like, click that click that link above me in Facebook. So right above this video, there is a link. The one's the Zoom link. Don't click that because we're about to get off here. But the one right below it is going to take you to the challenge page where you're going to learn about the challenge and you can sign up directly. The other thing that I mentioned throughout is I was talking about recipes and how your food can be super flavorful. If you would like that recipe book that I was sharing, drop recipes in the comments below. Finally, as we wrap up here, I would love to know, what was your biggest takeaway? What is that one golden nugget that has stuck to you like glue? I will see you back. We will actually not be meeting next week, but we will be meeting the following week. Next week, we'll be looking for a replay to be posted on a strength training class that you can do at home on your own time. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for celebrating my birthday with me, and I will talk to you soon.